Many people assume that spiritual decline happens because something bad entered their life. But what if sometimes the problem isn't what entered, it's what stopped moving? The Jordan River never stayed still. It flowed, it crossed boundaries, it moved toward its destination. Throughout Scripture, living water is always moving. When Israel approached the Promised Land, the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half of Manasseh saw the land east of the Jordan and said, "Don't make us cross. The land looked good. The grass was plentiful. The opportunity was there." The problem wasn't the land. The problem was that God was still calling them forward. Living things grow. Living things change. Living things respond. Living water doesn't stay where it started. It keeps moving. When water stops flowing, it begins collecting things. Debris, algae, decay. What once gave life slowly becomes a place where life struggles. The danger isn't movement. The danger is stopping. And that's why comfort is so deceptive. Comfort rarely announces itself as a trap. It usually looks like wisdom, security, convenience, stability. Everything appears fine because what begins as comfort can eventually become resistance. Resistance to change, resistance to growth, resistance to crossing the next river that God places in front of us. And this is where the story gets fascinating. Jesus made Capernaum his ministry headquarters, a place whose name is often understood as Village of Comfort. No city saw more miracles. The blind received sight, the sick were restored, lives were changed, demons were cast out, authority was displayed. The power of God was on full display. What once caused amazement eventually became familiar. People grew accustomed to what should have left them in awe. But Capernaum did not just see miracles. Capernaum was warned. Jesus said that if the mighty works done in Capernaum had been done in Sodom, it would have remained to this day. That is a terrifying thought, because Capernaum had light. Capernaum had teaching. It had healing, deliverance. It had Jesus. And yet comfort became familiar. Familiarity became stagnation. And eventually the city that had seen so much came to ruin. Not because there was no water, but because they stopped responding to it. Because seeing movement is not the same as moving. Being near living water is not the same as flowing with it. You can stand beside a river your entire life and never get in it. The river never stopped. God never stopped. His invitation never stopped. The question was never whether the water was moving. The question was whether the people were. Because sometimes the greatest spiritual danger isn't rebellion. Sometimes it's comfort. Sometimes it's becoming so familiar with where you are that you stop following where God is leading. Living water moves. The question is, are you moving with it?